Hi.
Hello.
Hello. I hope you are doing fine, and I hope this is working. I'll just send an email to Selma to see if it's working. We get already one person. With Francisca, she's 1 minute late, but she'll be here anytime. Right. You submit live?
Yeah, I'm going to put my phone working, so we have two persons watching.
Like this, it's okay, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Thanks, Selma. Just give us 30 seconds, yes. Francisca, it's here already, so we're able to start. Hello. Yes, it's already working. Sorry, I probably said the wrong time to Francisca, that's why she was late. Well, let's start. Francisca is here. So let's first just present ourselves. My name is Filipe Lopes. I teach at ISMAD, Superior School of Media Arts and Design, and I'm a teacher, of course, but also a sound artist and a composer. So I've been doing work, artistic work related to composition, to music, and to sound art. Yeah, I mean, that's basically that's what I do in life. I teach and I make sound.
Oh, that's the way. My name is Francisco Dores and I study at ESMAD. My main goals are to direct and to work with sound. I'm really interested in sound. It's an on-growing passion, and I think that's it.
Yeah, so I'm Pedro. I'm also a student at ESMAD. I currently work in various artistic ways. I have published books in writing and also in photography. Now I'm trying to direct some movies. That's my passion. It's cinema, and I'm part of this collective due to that sound is half of the movie experience. So I'm trying to make it more my area. Besides image, that was basically my first my preferential means of communication. So yeah.
We should say that André Botelho is not a student here anymore at ISMAD. So although he started Orca with me, Francisca and Pedro, is not here. But Project One, the project that we presented at this exhibition, was made also with him. So that's just important to say that. So probably we'll start first by talking about what Orca is, and then we'll talk in detail about our project, how did we develop that. So Orca stands for Loudspeaker and Robots Orchestra.
Computers.
And yes. Loudspeaker, computers, and robots.
Orchestra.
Yes. So in a way, what we wanted with Orca was to create a project or a side event within the school ecosystem to do and to create works that revolve around sound. but it's the type of work that we do not have time to make in classes, during classes at least. And it's just people that like sound and art in general, making stuff, any stuff. Let's say exploring, sharing ideas. We learn a lot with each other, collaborating and talking and discussing philosophy and other things. So we decided to create Orca. That's our aim. So Orca at this moment, it's with us. There are two more people, Inês and André, but it's an ongoing group. It will change people. It will go into different metamorphoses a long time, because people come, people go, and probably the only thing fixed is that Orca is supposed to do projects, be consistent with that aim to do projects, and within each project then probably we'll get one or two people or different people. So at the moment we are doing project number 2, all of us, and it's going to be something related to a portable cinema. So we do not know yet what is going to be. We just have the kind of idea, and let's see what happens. So probably now we can speak up directly about the project that we did and that we are presenting here in the Destinies of Senses. And by the way, we'd like to thank Selma for inviting us to showcase our work. I hope this talk it's interesting for everyone. At least for us, it was very inspiring to have some place to present the things that we did here. So let's just talk about what was our motivation to do this. And I guess I'll just kick off. Then you can please just interrupt me whenever you want. But I guess we were thinking about, since this is a school that is very much related to digital technologies and multimedia and installation, even in its name, it's a digital media technology,
media arts
design. Yeah, so it's digital is something that is quite present in the equipment, in the things that we do here. So we will just start to think and to discuss about the digital in the daily life. Digital technologies are somewhat ubiquitous, so they are everywhere. And we were talking about, and I guess this is on the text on the exhibition, that 20 years ago you would go and be connected to the internet. So you would go to these not coffee shops, cafes. Coffee shops is for other things. You would go to an internet cafe to be connected, but then you would get out of the internet. This is something also very much explained and debated with Roy Ascott. The consciousness or not consciousness is digital technology is so embedded in our life that it's part of a collective consciousness or individual consciousness. So we're just discussing about all these things, about the impact this has in our lives, in our daily lives. And okay, we have to do a project. It's important to do something more or less physical, more or less quickly. So we decided to make a robot, a musical robot.
Yeah, and I think that also the idea, since we work with media arts and design, which are primarily, and although I say this primarily with a bit of concern while I apply this word, visual, because whenever we associate, for example, if you go to the theater, if you go to see a play or something, we associate very much with the visual part and not so much with the sound part. And we felt, both me and Francisca, that our students here felt along with Philippe, that is a sound teacher here, we felt that there was a lack of sound experimentation, sound development, as not as a process of complementing the image, but as a process of in itself being something that should be studied and experimented. So I think that one of the motivations, at least for me, was when we built this robot, was to deconstruct almost to a point of phenomenologic experimentation of the sound, and trying to understand how we can produce sound and how we can integrate those tiny sounds that we get from different materials and different types of associations, and try to see if we can have a conversation with other people, with ourselves, and with art itself. So I think that at least this was a great concern from our part in terms of developing this project.
Okay.
It was a really interesting exploration, I think, to be able to create an object, a robot that lives by him itself, but also we gave it life. And not only in the video that was made, but also in the whole process of exploration. And I had seen some performances of this kind of robots and sound gear and some weird stuff, but being able to do it here and to do it outside the school's objectives, it was really interesting because it also gave us a new vision of what we could do for the school project as well. And it was a really good fusion between the two worlds and gave us a lot of input. Yeah.
I mean, so these are. I guess on the one hand, we were just concerned about digital in its broadest sense. What's our ethical motivations? How do we deal with all this in our daily life? You know, if you do a software, hardware, a robot, a film, anything, you somehow you have some kind of political content or philosophical content in everything you do, and you cannot dismiss this. So that's on one way to put things that we do with Orca, within the Orca project, is to really think about what we are doing and why, from also ethical and political and philosophical point of view. But on the other side, on the other hand, let's say, we also just like to do stuff, to connect things, solenoids, to touch screws, drill holes into stuff.
Ring bells.
Yes, and just make things. So we had lying around a bunch of objects, some bells, some wood. I had a lot of solenoids also lying around. So we went just to look for things that might produce interesting sounds, not necessarily musical in the sense that it's pitch based. We are looking for things that are musical, or people will probably hear that and interpret that as musical, like a bell. And other things that are not that musical, like wood, vases, and just try to see what we have from a physical point of view, also from a very practical, what kind of actuators did we have, how many solenoids, for instance, and then to try to build a sonic instrument that we would control.
And we had no money, so we had to work with what we had. And I think that from a creative point of view was very challenging, but also very rewarding, because we're not thinking and looking, oh, okay, I can buy this and make it sound more musical. No, we had to do what we had to do with the materials we had. And that constraint made us, at least I think for it's a general point of view, made us work more more creatively in trying to arrange that vast majority of objects that were some of them not very musical at all, trying to work together. And I think that was a very important part also in the experimentation process.
Mhm. So I can say to you that from a specifically technical point of view, what you had were solenoids that were banging on different sound objects. And what was controlling these solenoids was a machine called data machines, which you can buy now. And it basically translates MIDI to voltage. So that's what we wanted. We wanted to control solenoids, and we wanted to use MIDI. So you could use Arduinos and transistors to build these kind of things. That would not be too difficult. But data machines is something that's it's already sold like that, so it's very easy to connect. It's not easy to know what you want to do. That's where the thing that we were discussing. But from a technical point of view, to connect these things, it's quite easy. Along with that, we had a speaker that we had a kind of background music that we made according to these instruments, but quite inspired by Brian Eno kind of thing. So something that should be there, holding the robot, but at the same time, it was not meant to be heard, to be enjoyed at least alone. It's something to be there, just lying around. And we also had light. Light was controlled with Arduino, yes.
Yeah, and the video was being projected in loop.
Yes, there was a video.
Like the sense of the robot as an aquarium, which lives within himself. Itself. I keep calling him.
It's a person.
Yeah, it's a person now. But the fusion of this multimedia robot with lights and sound and this composition, it was.
Yes, I guess this first project was important that we put all the things that we have here in ISMAT in terms of knowledge, media, image, video, sound, and light. So this project one is a little bit like a medley of things that we wanted to do.
Because a lot of the implementation and the process was like, we wanted to do this, so we will do this, because it was not meant to be something that was bound by specific rules. We were just experimenting and trying stuff out, and if we thought, okay, this works well here, we put it here because it sounds good. It's not, we don't have to overanalyze it in terms of a conceptual point of view. It was just us having fun and experimenting.
Yes, we had these two goals with this robot. One was to be able to perform it live, and we did that. Because it's controlled by MIDI, you just can connect any MIDI controller and play your robot alone or with other instruments, with other sounds. But we also had a second way to experience this robot, which was to play it automatically, and we developed some kind of algorithm that was inspired. It was inspired by, I don't remember, plants, maybe.
I think so. Yes. I think so. Yeah.
So this robot would be automatically playing itself alone. There was this mode, kind of installation mode, and there is a third layer of experience within this robot, which was the video that you get in the exhibition that was directed by Francisca, and basically it's a video. It's not just to show what we built, but it's also a kind of artistic vision. Maybe you can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, in the video, I tried to not only bring out the performance of the robot playing itself, but also try to play a little bit with mirroring images and try to multiply the different elements, because they were all playing at its own rhythm, and sometimes they were a bit disconnected from one another, but still made sense while working together as sounds. And I tried to do that in the video, mirroring the images and putting them overlayered. I tried to show that precisely.
I guess this is one of the interesting things for me with Orca, is that we can share these experiences and knowledge. And I've been learning about a lot with Andre, with Pedro and Francisca, and I guess that's what I wanted with my principal aim with Orca is to build stuff, but at the same time to be able to share things and learn with each other.
Yeah, because Orca is mainly like a community project. You're not. We are, along with Andre, that is not currently at the school. We founded this orchestra, but this is not and was never closed to other people. We always try to bring the other people to the mix and try to experiment with them, because although the project and this project and the other project we're trying to do are going to be something that is a bit thought out, and we had this objective and we're going with this objective, most of the idea that Philippe had when he brought us into this project was very much to have a learning space and a learning way that was, besides the classes, extracurricular time and our own investment, and try to have some space where we can do what we wanted. Because if you're interested in trying modular synthesis and something like that, you have the space to do it here, although we don't have a lot of money, so we have to experiment and try to get to modular synthesis with like kinds of stuff. So basically, I think that this is a project that when me and Francisca get out of this school, even if we stay connected or if we don't stay connected, that's not relevant, because this works and this serves a purpose within the school. So it's like passing the torch to other generations and giving them space also to learn and to carry this on. Although this doesn't mean that me and Francisco, when we go out of the school, we leave Orca, but it's like it's trying to be a community thing. And I think that's one of the main goals that we had for this project.
We also are interested in doing some research, and we have already published a very brief paper about this project, more about the way that Orca emerged and lives, not specifically about the project. No, but I guess that comes along when you do work. You probably want to think a little bit about what investigation and, let's say, research and publish is something that we want to do to get connected with other people. So I guess that's it. Yeah. I don't know if you have any question. If you have, please, you can write. We're looking at the chat right now, so we welcome your questions. If no questions arise, you can always email someone.
Yeah, one of us.
We don't have a contact. Yes, we don't
have an official mail.
Yes, not a web page. But you can always contact Selma and the people that put together the census exhibition, and they will reach us. But yeah, we need to do a web page and get it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. So, if this is okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, thanks Selma for inviting us for
Thank
this exhibition, and I hope we will get together again with other work. So, bye bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.